If you spend any time at all working in Python's interactive shell, you know it's super useful. But let's be honest, it can also feel a little clumsy sometimes. So what if I told you there's a hidden toolkit, a set of secret superpowers that could completely change how you code? Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain on IPython's magic commands. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You find the perfect little code snippet online. You copy it, you drop it into your terminal, you hit enter, and bam! Syntax error. It is one of the most frustrating little gotchas in Python. The interpreter just sees those extra little prompt characters and completely freaks out. We've all been there. But what if fixing that wasn't some complicated workaround? What if it was a simple, elegant command that's been built in this whole time, just waiting for you to use it? Well, that's what we're talking about today. Welcome to the world of IPython magic. So what exactly are these things? Well, they're a core feature of IPython, which is the super-powered interactive shell that a lot of you are probably already using, maybe even inside a Jupyter Notebook without realizing it. Okay, let's break it down. Magic commands are basically just convenient shortcuts that start with a %sign. Now here's the key thing to remember. They aren't actually Python code. Nope, they're special commands that IPython adds on top, and they're specifically designed to solve those really common, annoying problems you run into, especially in data analysis. And they come in two main flavors. First, you've got line magics. They start with a single %sign, and, you guessed it, they work on a single line of input. Then you have cell magics, which start with a double %sign. These guys work on a whole block, or cell, of code. It's a simple difference, but a really crucial one to remember. All right, enough theory. Let's get into the fun stuff and see how these magic spells can solve some real-world headaches. We're going to start with two of the most immediately useful commands in the entire library. Seriously. Okay, let's tackle that first problem head-on, right? That dreaded syntax error that you get from pasting code that still has all those pesky interpreter prompts mixed in. And the solution is just beautifully simple. Instead of pasting your code directly, you just type %paste and hit enter. That's it. IPython intelligently strips out all that junk formatting and executes your code perfectly. It just works. And hey, what if you have a bunch of different code blocks you want to paste one after the other before you run them all together? Well, there's a magic command for that too. It's %cpaste. It opens up a special little interactive prompt, so you can do just that. Okay, here's another super common scenario. You're writing a script in your favorite text editor, but you want to test it out and play with the functions interactively in IPython. You know, that constant back and forth between the two windows. It can be a real pain. So let's imagine you've written this simple script and saved it as myscript.py. All it does is define a function called square, and then it runs a little loop to print out some results. So how do we get this into our interactive session without a bunch of copying and pasting? You already know the answer, don't you? It's a magic command. You just type %run followed by the name of your script and boom, it executes the entire file and prints the output right there in your session. No fuss. But this right here is the absolute best part, the real magic of run. It doesn't just run the script and forget about it. It imports everything from that script, all your functions, all your variables, directly into your current session's memory. That means you can immediately start playing with that square function with new inputs. This is an absolute game changer for testing and development. Okay, so we've made it way easier to get your code running. Now let's talk about making it run fast. I mean, how do you really know how fast a piece of your code is without going through a ton of complicated setup? You guessed it, the magic command %timeit is your answer. You just pop it in front of any single line of Python code, like this list comprehension we have here, and it literally handles all the rest. And just like that, you get a clear, simple answer. IPython does all the heavy lifting behind the scenes and just tells you, hey, this line of code takes, on average, about 325 microseconds to run. That's it. So easy. But why is this so much better than just trying to time it yourself? Well, because timeit is smart. It doesn't just run your code once, which can be really misleading. It runs it hundreds, maybe thousands of times in a loop, and then it intelligently averages the results to give you a really stable, reliable measurement. It's proper benchmarking with basically zero effort. So look at that. In just a few minutes, you've already seen how these commands can solve some very real, very common problems that we all face. This isn't just a neat trick, it's a new superpower for your Python workflow.
So let's just quickly recap your new magic toolkit. You've got present paste to kill those frustrating pasting errors. You've got percent run to bring your external scripts to life right inside your session. And you've got percent timeit for instant rock-solid performance checks.
And believe me when I say we have barely scratched the surface here. There are magic commands for advanced debugging, for profiling your code's memory, for talking directly to your operating system. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So, where do you go from here? Well, I'm going to leave you with the most powerful magic trick of them all. In your IPython terminal, type any magic command followed by a question mark, like %run question mark, and you'll get the full documentation, all the options, everything. It's the key that unlocks the entire spellbook. So my question for you is, which magic spell will you try first?